Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It's your host, ID Jester. We got another brand new game coming to the channel here. Evenfall. Evenfall. Beautiful looking game, I will say. Really nice looking stuff. So, looking forward to trying this out. So before we get to the actual gameplay, you might have noticed a few things different. So, for number one, we are not using our normal recording software. I'm trying to use the StreamYard software. So I'm hoping the sound comes through so everything hopefully is working. And unfortunately with this program it doesn't show you like your little volume moving up and down to make sure. Like when I use my other software, it shows you their microphone and it shows you whether it's on or not. So hopefully everything's coming through. The sound's okay. Everything seems to be okay. Who knows? I wish, it would actually tell you um, or show you what's going on with it. Anyways, I don't know if I mentioned this, but we're playing Evenfall. This came out in 2023. It's kind of a worker placement engine building game. I love those kind of games. It's got some interesting mechanics. And it's basically you have a covenant of witches, and you are trying to become the most powerful covenant and take over. There's a backstory and some history and some information, blah blah blah. I am going to be playing this for the first time, so we're going to be playing it on baby mode. There is each faction has their own asymmetric powers. We're not playing with any of those. So if you want to see like a more advanced playthrough, I would check out somebody else's video. This is more of a learning investigation type playthrough. So if you're into finding out how to set it up, what this game is about, the basic flow of the game and all that, then this might be a great video for you. Well, let's switch cameras. Unfortunately, I only have one camera. Let's switch to this one. No. Let's switch to this one. Oh, and I gotta switch. I gotta switch to one of these. See again. Camera. Okay, now if I go to the camera, will it show me the right camera? I don't. It's not. There we go. So yeah, it's a little weird with the setup. I'm still getting used to the setup, so I apologize for that. But there it is in all of its splendor. Evenfall. Oh, it's a pretty short rule booklet. I mean, there's not a ton of rules. It's only 20 pages. A lot of big color photos and kind of overview and describing things. I would say you're very easy to learn how to set up the game and play through it. With this rule booklet seems to be pretty good. Here is the general setup we're going to be going through. And here's an overview of all the different components. So yes, it does look pretty decent. Again, I learned most everything I needed to learn from the rule booklet. It was pretty good actually. So good job for that. There's a nice game overview and symbologies and symbols and terminology. There's not a huge amount. So this isn't one of these games like say Race for the Galaxy where like every card is littered with 1,000 pieces of information you have to decipher the hieroglyphics. If you don't like that kind of game, this game might be for you, though, because, as you can see, there's not a ton of symbology on here. And there you go. Really nice artwork, again, on everything. All right, so let's go through it step by step. We're going through the general setup here, so it's going to take us a little bit of time before we actually get playing, so I apologize for that. If you're looking for gameplay, you might want to just fast forward this if you're watching later on YouTube for a little bit. All right, so we're going to find this little player board, which we did. We're going to put out the visionary point tracker and the manta trackers. All right, then we're going to shuffle the places of power. This deck here is the places of power. We're going to shuffle this deck up. All righty. And then based upon, you can see we shuffled that really well. All right, so now we are playing a solo game, which represents a two-player game. So what we're going to do is we're going to find our Northern Lakes. And you're looking over the side that says 1 to 3 players. Otherwise, it will say 4 players. You do want to play the 1 to 3 player side. We're also going to find our Central Mountains, again, 1 to 3 players, not the 4 player side. We're going to put those out. And then the last one, the Southern Slopes, we are not going to be using this in a 2-player game. It's out, so we just put this back in the box and get rid of it. All right. So we're going to shuffle the place of powers to form the deck of places. And we're going to draw one for each of the locations. So we're going to do that. Again, I will shuffle this deck up. Nice looking cards. Really nice. I do like the look of them, so kudos to them for that so far. Everything's been pretty good with this game. All right, and shuffle, and flip. So we're going to start filling up the Northern Lakes first. We got the Spirit Bog. We have the Misty Castle. And last but not least, we have another Spirit Bog. There is actually 2 copies of every card, I believe, in this deck. Or maybe it's just this deck. But looks like we have another Spirit Bog. Oh, this one's different, though. This doesn't have a thing on the bottom, and this does have a thing on the bottom. All right, next up, the Central Mountains. We have the Cavern. Another Cavern. These are exactly the same. And then we have a Hedge. Okay. Then this is going to go up at the top, up there, just out of the way, out of the reach. And let's move on. All right, so we're going to shuffle the rituals and specialist cards together to form the main deck, and then place the main deck above the victory point and mana track, leaving some space adjacent to it for discard piles. So this is the main crust of the game. Again, nice looking cards. There's rituals, there's people, there's events and things you're going to get out of this deck. And this is what you're kind of going to be doing during your actions. You're going to be putting these out into play. You're going to be trying to get resources off of them. You're going to try and create different combinations and trying to basically get the Caverns of Doom. Hey, Josh, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, you're going to try and get your little engine working. And as you can see, there is a nice bit of deck, quite a bit of variations here. So, but I believe there is 2 copies of every card, which is interesting. So you can never have more than 1 copy of a card in any one region, I believe is the rule. But we'll get to that here in a second. All right, so this just goes up there, out of the way. So there's our deck up there. Again, we're going to put these decks, which would normally be up there, we're going to put them over there because we got a little bit of We got a little bit of space over there. Might as well use it up. All right. Josh, good to see you, my friend. All right, so now we're going to shuffle our power stones and we're going to place them on random. So these are your power stones. We're going to shuffle these all up, keeping them all face down. And then we're going to randomize and we're going to draw one out for each of the different locations. Boom. So we're going to put that one there. This one's going to go there. This one is going to go there. This one is going to go there. This one is going to go there. All right, another one there. Ooh, two of those right there. And one right there. The rest of these back in the box. We will not need them. I'll put them in the bag. I'm going to put those in the bag because we're not going to need those. All right, next up in the Zed's Power Stones. And we're going to place the first player marker on the matching space of the region right here. That's fine. As a solo game, the player is always the first player. So it doesn't matter who wins this token. But if you're playing multiplayer, you're fighting over the first player token. But again, in solo mode, you're always the first player. The AI doesn't get anything. We're going to separate our resources, which are off screen over here, so we don't have to worry about that. There are three main resources. We got the herbs, which are these green looking things. We have the potions, which are these red looking ones. And then we have the knowledge, which are kind of these brown bread looking things. So those are the general resources that we have, which are herbs, potions, and knowledge. We just have different stacks over there. Moving on. So then we're going to get a player board, which we've already got. We got all of it set up, but we'll go through the setup and show you guys. The clan board is placed out in front of you. I will mention this, though, if I take all this off of there. When you get, when you get the boards and you punch them out, they're basically two boards that you have to glue together. So they don't come as a dual layer board like this, and you kind of have to glue them together, which is what I did. And it doesn't take but a couple minutes. And they show you a couple different places to dab the glue, which I did. I stuck them together, put some rubber bands around them for like 5 minutes. And now it's a dual layer board. As you can kind of see, it looks pretty good. As I mentioned in the intro, there is 4 different factions. You can kind of see I still have these. I'm still working on these. I still have the rubber bands around them. There's the spike, the star, the circle, and the cross are the 4 different covenant factions. Basically red, blue, yellow, and black. And each of them, again, are double-sided. Each of them will be different on one side. They all have a generic sun side. And then when you flip them over to the moon side, each of them have got their own special abilities and their own special thing to, like you can see, there's like a track that this guy uses over here. This one's got a special ability. This guy here maybe gives you more resources and stuff. They're all of them play differently, so you can try out the different factions. Again, we're playing on I Am a Wimp level, so we're going to be playing on the basic star. The moon is the special. The star is the... I'm just trying to remember which one is which side now that I've been flipping it back and forth. Oh, this is our special ability on this side. So obviously this is the generic one. This is the generic one. It doesn't give you any special ability. All of your resources are the same for all the different factions. Again, if you want to play something more unique and you want each faction to play differently, you play on this side. Otherwise, you play on this side, which is the side we are going to be playing on. We're going to be playing on I Am a Wimp level. You're also going to find your special token. And again, this is two-sided as well. And you're going to put it with your resources on the side. And if you put everything together, everything fits nicely and looks really, really good. The next thing you're going to do is each of the different factions has their own special card. And again, this is two-sided with a sun side and a moon side. If you play with the moon side, you want everything to be on the moons. And if you play on the sun side, you want everything to be on the sun side. So in this case, we're playing with no special ability. Again, if you wanted to play with each faction having their own special ability, then you would play on the moon side, flip over your token here, you would play on this side, etc., etc. But no, alas, we are not going to do that because it'll make it more difficult. So we're looking for the Prophet Church for the Black Covenant of the Cross. We're just going to put that right there. We also have our little action, and this is kind of cool. Instead of like a card, it's like an actual, it's not. It's like a regular piece. It's very nice, thick, chunky. It's gonna stick up and take care of some. So we got the clan board, the tokens, the starting. So again, you're going to find your player board. You're going to find the special place of power. Then you're going to find your 4 winches. You know they're winches because they have the little pointy top on the top. You're going to put those on the top part of your board over there. And then you're going to find your elders. These are your elder, and we're not calling them witches. They're elders, and they have the curved top because they get all saggy after a while. So they go here on this player board. All right, then you're going to find your 4 player markers. You're going to take one of them, put it on your coven track, which is going to be down here at the very bottom over here. You're going to put one on your mana track. You're going to put one on the 0 track and one on the 0 track here so we can keep track of our resources. These are victory points up there, actually. You're going to find the little white cube and you're going to put it on round number 1. There is only 3 rounds in this game. It's a very short game. 3 rounds. You're playing 4 phases. The 4 phases are scouting, action, battle, and then the end of round. That completes your round and you start it over. Scout, action, battle, end. Do it one more time. Scout, action, battle, end. And that's the end of the game. So 3 rounds of 4 action phases each. And let's see. Then we got the Atoma set up. So if we're playing with the Atoma, we're going to set it up. We're going to take the Atoma board, which we've got. We're going to add these 4 witches. We're going to put a disc on that space right there. We're also going to put a disc on his victory points. He does not need a mana disc, so we don't have to worry about that. And I believe, we get 3 potions and 3 herbs. And these are our starting resources. We also need our matching manta dial. All right. And we should have our, mana dial, and we should also have this. I'm just trying to see if our mana dial starts at 0 or if it should start at an actual number is the question. I believe it's going to start at 0, but I could be completely lying. Could be completely lying, but I'm thinking it's probably true. I'm thinking we probably start at 0. I'm just double checking to see if make sure there's nothing. So it starts as a 0 point tracks and 4 witches. He only needs the 4 witches. He doesn't use the elders. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for setup. I think we did a pretty good job of that. I would say we did a pretty good job of that, but yeah, who knows? All right, so the basic gameplay, again, 4 phases. The scout phase. Scout phase is basically getting your resources and doing like prepping things. Then you have the action phase. This is going to be what you're doing most of the time. You're going to be taking one of these actions. It's going to allow you to do certain things. Here's a list of all the different actions. Here's the list of all the different symbols and everything you need to know on this little token. So that's cool. But the action phase is what we're mostly going to be dealing with. We can take a place of power. These are places of power over here. We can take a place of power. We can activate our clan token, which again is their special little token here. We can activate it, flip it over. And what we do with that is we get the resources on it plus any other places of power that are here in our inner circle. This is our inner circle up here. This is our outer circle. I'm sorry. Did I get that wrong? I think it's the opposite. Is it wrong? Am I wrong? I think I'm wrong. I think it's the other way around. Let me just double check. Inner, outer, upper, downer. Yes. This is the outer circle. When you get a place of power, you're going to put it into your outer circle. And then when you activate, your special marker, you're going to get the resources on it, and any of your places of power might give you other resources. Then you have your inner circle down here at the bottom. These are only going to score you victory points at the end of the game. So you want to get your places of power, bring them over here into your inner circle, get lots of resources, get lots of special abilities from them, and then transfer them down to the bottom as you go. So that is discovering a place of power. Activating your clan token is what you can do for your turn. The other thing is you can play a card. You can play a ritual card. Ritual cards actually go on places of power that you have and kind of energize that place of power and do special things. There's also specialists that you can use to add to your covenant over here. They'll each have special abilities on them and give you special things to do. Or you can actually take your person and tuck it underneath and just use this special ability in the bottom, which makes it a council member, and it has a completely different special ability on it. So you either get the top part or the bottom part of it. If you take if you want the top part, you put it over here on the side and becomes a specialist. If you want the bottom part, you're going to put it down underneath and tuck it up underneath your token over here, which again I would show you, but it's kind of hard. So playing a ritual will go on top of your different places of power. Playing a specialist, playing a council member, we just talked about all that. Activating an action space. So as we talked about, you have 4 witches. This is a worker placement, but you also have 4 elders. Now, elders can only go to places of power that are located down here in your inner circle. They're tired, they're old, they're weak, they can't do much, the poor elders. So they can only travel to the locations that are down here in your inner circle. There are some special effects and rules and stuff from some of the cards that'll break the rules, but that is the general rule, is the elders can only go to these locations down here at the bottom. While your witches can activate all your spaces and can actually activate the spaces on the player boards over here. There's an action space which has this symbol like this that action space, which you will see it here and here, those action spaces can actually be taken by either a witch or an elder if it has that symbol on it. So the elders can come over here and activate these special locations, but they cannot come and try to take over these places of power. You must use a witch for that. So anything with this special symbol can use either one of them. Wise Guy History, what is going on? Good to see you. Good morning to you, my friend. And then, so that is activating an action space. Sometimes you'll be able to activate spaces that will be able to do certain things, give you special abilities, give you resources, blah, blah, blah. And then the last thing you can do on your turn is build a catalyst. Catalysts are either going to be a scythe or it's going to be an orb. You can activate those and put those on your rituals, which we don't have any right now, but we will get to them and show you them. And that's pretty much what you're doing on your turn. Then after all your action phase is done, the AI is going to take their turn, do their thing, back and forth till the end of the round. When you pass and the AI passes automatically, then we're going to go to the battle phase, and we're basically going to battle over each one of these locations to get resources and these tokens, which are the what do they call those special tokens again? I just want the power stones. So whoever wins the battle in each location gets a power stone. And so you're fighting over trying to get the power stones. So and then you have the end of the round, some cleanup stuff, and then we do it again. We do it 3 times and basically game over, game over, game over. It's only a 3-round game with 4 phases. So it's not a very long game. I think within an hour, you can probably be done with this game. But since it's our first game, it'll probably take us 3 hours to play. Of course, I joke, I jest. We won't, it's not going to take us that long, but we're going to try and get through this as quick as possible. All right. So again, here's the actions you can do. Discover a place of power, activate your clan token, place a card from your hand, use an action space, build a catalyst, or as a free action, anytime you want, you can discard 2 cards to get a resource of your choice. There are witches, which may discover a place of power and activate any of your action spaces on your covenant or in any region. And you have your elders, who can only activate spaces on your inner circle. And then you have binding bonuses, which activate whenever you play a ritual on a place of power. Some of these you can see down like this one right here. If we were to get this place of power and we put a ritual on it, it has a binding power on the bottom of it, which will give us a special ability. All right, I think that's great for overview. Let's get to it. We're going to just set this up here as a reminder what we're doing and flip it over to the action phase. All right, again, I'm just going to shuffle these cards one more time to make sure everyone knows there is no shenanigans. This is a official, completely live playthrough. Nothing's been scripted, nothing's been set up. Unlike some of those channels out there that specifically try to fool you, the viewer, into thinking they're playing a game that is completely random. Unlike those channels, we here at ID Jester, we play completely 100% random with official shuffling and official cutting of the cards. None of these shenanigans going on in this channel here. All right, so that's there. We got these. Shuffle these up one more time to let you guys know that yes, in fact, this game is 100% random. If we win, it's by accident. We did well. All right, that's it. We are ready to start. Setup is not too bad. You can literally I obviously dragged it out a little bit longer, but you can get setup done in like 10 minutes. It doesn't take that long, to be honest. All right. Let's get a drink before we get started. Here we go. So we go to the scout phase. Again, we're going to reference the rules occasionally. So the scout phase, you're going to spontaneously, every player is going to collect the resources, mana, and cards depicted on their clan board. Again, you're going to look at the top of your clan board, and it's going to show you in phase 1, this is what you get. We're going to get 6 cards. That's right, 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got our 6 cards. We're going to get 3 knowledge. Yes, sirree. We're going to get 3 knowledge. And we're going to get 2 mana. So we've got mana, a little bit of mana. We've got a little bit of all the resources now. And now it comes time to figuring out what we want to do to get our engine up and running. We want to get places of power. We want to get rituals. We want to get specialists. We want all those to kind of work together to get us the most victory points to win the game at the end. So this here is a ritual. I know that because it says ritual right there on it. It's worth a certain number of victory points. It costs you some resources to put it out. But the most important thing is you can only put a ritual on a place of power. We have no places of power up there. We do have a place of power down here. We could put it down here on this one. But this one doesn't give us any binding abilities or anything special with it. So actually we have 2 of the same cards. That is interesting. You saw us shuffle it. Holy crap. Well, that was random. Okay. We can get the Choir Cauldron. It's an artifact and it's a ritual. It actually gives us a place to, look at that, to have someone come down and activate it, right? So if, for example, I put this here, then I could take one of our elders and put that on that location. Boom, just like that. Because this is now a action location. What does it do? If we put somebody here, harvest this and another place of power in the same circle. So if this was here and we had another place of power, we would actually get the rewards, which is actually pretty cool. That's pretty cool how that worked out. That is interesting. And we actually have 2 of those. If we can get some places of power and put them up here, we can get some extra resources. That would be simply cool. We also have another ritual. There's another, look at this, another action place that we can build. It's going to cost us 2 potions. This is the Chameleon Doll. Artwork on these cards is amazing. Look at the artwork on these cards. Absolutely amazing artwork. Anyways, Focus Jester. Ritual, it's a familiar. It's going to give us another place of power where we can bring somebody to activate it. Choose an opponent's ritual and copy the effect of its action space, but the opponent's going to get a victory point. So if the AI puts out rituals, which he will do, we can put a guy here to activate its special ability as well. That's kind of cool. And it's the chameleon, which makes sense because you copy things with the chameleon. Ooh, look at what we got here. We got the Willow of the Old Way. This is a specialist. Again, put the specialist over there. You're going to give us either a one-time ability, an ongoing ability. In this case, we're going to tap this card. You can see the little tap symbol there. This turn, you may activate the action space of a ritual that is occupied. This turn, you may activate the action space of a ritual that is occupied. So what that means is if we had, let's say we had this like this, boom, boom, boom. We have this already built like this. We have put a witch here, right? We can have this specialist over here, and we could tap this specialist to activate the action space of a ritual that is occupied. So we could tip this guy to basically get that special ability again. Ooh, that seems really cool. 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 That se I do like me some specialists. And of course, if we take the will of the old way and we tuck her up underneath our player board like that, I know it's hard to see down there in the corner, but she becomes a she becomes an expert. She becomes a what does she become? She becomes a something. She becomes a council member. That's what she becomes. She becomes a council member, and then for the rest of the game, every time you activate the action space for an artifact, we get 2 victory points. Every time you activate the action space of an artifact. So again, this is a ritual familiar. This is a ritual enchantment. Ritual familiar. There we go. Ritual artifact. So if we had these suckers out, right? And this guy was our council member. Every time we activated them by putting a guy on there, we would get 2 victory points because of this person. That seems really strong too. Holy cow. All right. Everything seems really good at this point. Adder's Lenlines. It's a ritual enchantment. Costs us 2 knowledge and 3 of the herbs. And then it has an ongoing ability that we can activate another place of power. If that place of power has a ritual, we're going to gain victory points equal to its victory point value. So we activate this, we get to see that little arrow means take a place from the outer circle and move it to your inner circle. And then we have the Wolf Guide, which costs us 1 knowledge, 2 potions. Where do you learn how to read? That's a 2, Jester. 2 potions. The Wolf Guide is a ritual familiar. We gain 2 mana. Mana is super important. And then we have a instant ability. That's what the little lightning bolt means. Instant ability. Move all witches from a ritual to any region. So we would take somebody from a ritual and put them into a region, which will help us battle to get special abilities, which is interesting. Wow. Okay. So this is like, okay, so we've got a lot of choices to do things. Let's see what we got here now. So we didn't talk about these, but these are our places of power. We want to try and get these places of power over into our covenant. And then once we do, we're going to activate them to get lots of resources from them, hopefully. You can see this cavern here is going to get us a potion if we have it. To get this cavern, though, we need to move 2 witches over here to take this cavern and move it to our location. You'll notice some of them cost 2 witches. Some of them only cost 1 witches. You run out of witches, that's all you can do. So you want to make sure you maximize. There's a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 1. So there's only one that only costs 1 witch. And it's their spirit bog, which doesn't do a whole heck of a lot other than would come over there. All right. The special ability on the bottom of these are called binding powers. So that means once you have it over here and you put a ritual on top of it, this ritual is now bound to this place and you get the bounding power. So getting this one, the Misty Castle, will get us 2 cards. We'll be able to draw 2 cards. I think that's what that is. We'll get our little symbols here. I'm assuming that means 2 cards. Oh, no, wait. Yes. 2 cards. Yes. So we would draw 2 cards. Over there, if we bind it, we would get a herb. This one gives us a potion. And if we bind it with a familiar, which we do have a familiar. Where's our wolf? Our wolf is a familiar. We're going to get 2 victory points if we bind the wolf to the cavern. Same thing with this one. 2 of the same things. And then this one is advanced on the covenant track. We haven't talked about this, but each faction has their own covenant track here. You're going to be taking your little token, moving it up the covenant track. Every time you move it up, you're going to get the bonus on that track as you move it up. So there's lots of things going on, but there's lots of combos that you can see, things that you can do. I really like this combo of this double choir cauldron because you can harvest this and another place of power in the same circle. So if we had 2 places of power, one here and one here, we could put those 2 on there and we would be getting double resources from these. I think that's pretty good. And then if we can activate her as a councilman over there, we would, anytime we activate the action space of an artifact, we would get 2 victory points. That seems like a pretty good way to do things. So we need to get 2 places of power over here. Which ones do we need first? Well, we're not going to be binding with a familiar because these are artifacts. Ritual artifacts. So these 2 don't really, I mean, they don't hurt us, but they don't help us. That's 2 cards. That is, oh, if we bind it with an artifact, we get 2. Yeah, we definitely want that one right there. So our first maneuver, yes, it's taken us a while to get here, but I'm just explaining what we're doing. We're going to take 2 of our little pointy witches. Again, the witches are the pointy ones. The little curved ones are the elders. They're old. Their little hats aren't standing up as well as they used to. They're kind of droopy. So we're going to take 2 of our witches. We're going to put them right there. And we're going to take this spirit bog. And we're going to put that right there in our... We always, unless something allows you to change it, you're always going to put it in your outer circle first. It always has to go in your outer circle. Just think of these as 2 different locations. You have your outer circle and you have your inner circle. You're getting resources and special abilities from your places of power and your rituals from your outer circle. And then when you move them into your inner circle, that's when you get the victory points at the end of the game. At the end of the game, if all of your rituals and everything are up here, you get nothing. You only get things for down here at the bottom. So you want to eventually use them, get their special abilities, use them for their resources, then eventually move them down. Okay. So that's our first action. Yay! Now the AI gets to go. Boo! The AI is super interesting and super cool, I think. So we're going to try it out. We just simply draw a card. Boom. We draw a card. We look at its victory point number. We ignore everything else except for the victory point number. And we move his token a number of spaces equal to it's whatever it is. In this case, it's the 3. So we're going to move it 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. We're going to move it 3 spaces. This gets discarded. It doesn't get this card or anything. It's just a, ooh, oh, hey, stop hitting things. Stop. All right. And then it activates a location. And in this case, he's going to go to the Central Mountains. That's this location here. He wants to get a place of power just like we did, which makes sense. So he always takes from the left to the right. So he's going to take this one right here. Boom. Just like that. We're going to actually move this out of the way. He's going to put it up into his special area up there. And I think that's it, right? Let me just double check. If he just activates that place, he just gets the thing. He doesn't get any special bonuses or anything yet. The atonement chooses the place of power to discover going left or right and puts the matching number of... Oh, yes, he does need to put the number of witches there because he's battling for each of these locations just like we are. So at the after we get done with all of our actions, then we're going to fight over this location. We're going to fight over this location. You get 1 point for each one of your witches in that location. Then you can spend mana That's why mana is super important. And then the AI is going to draw some cards, and then you're going to battle it out. And if you have 4 points, you're going to get that reward. If you have 6 or more points, you're going to get both of those rewards. If you have 8 or more points, you're going to get all 3 of the rewards. And then whoever wins with the most power is going to get one of the power stones, whether it's us or the AI. So right now we're winning this location, and it's winning this location. So do we want to come down here and try and take a place of power? We only have 2 inches left. Whew, lots of cool stuff in this game. All right. So what are we going to do? All right. So is there another place of power that we definitely need before it's going to suck it up? Yes. We're going to take the hedge. So we're going to spend our last 2 witches right here. And again, it's going to cost us 2 to get there, to get the hedge. And I think this is going to be good for us. Okay. All right. AI, what is it going to do? Boom. It's going to move 2 spaces. 1, 2. It's going to go to the northern lakes. It's doing the same thing. Now it's cheating because it's only going to it's going to get that cheap one like that and put that up there. He's taking a place of power as well from the northern lakes. There's also the central mountains, and again, the third area, which you don't play with 2 people, is the southern slopes. With 2 or 3 people, or 2 people, you don't play with the third group. But if you're playing with 3 or 4 people, then you do play with another area to fight over. Okay, back to our turn. What are we going to do? 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 All right. One rule I'm going to check on. One. Okay, so even though this has that symbol that it is either witch or elder, the thing is, if it's up here, it can still only be activated by a witch. But if it's down here, it can be activated by a witch or an elder. So, So we're not going to be able to get all the special cool abilities. Activate a ritual from an action space that is already occupied. All right. Well, there's a lot of cool combos I see with what we're trying to do. It's a matter of just figuring out how do we build that infrastructure before, with our resources and what we have available. We don't have any winches left, so we can't activate anything. Like if we play this here, right, we're not going to be able to get this special ability because we can't play an elder up there at the top. So we're gonna have to wait till next turn, which is maybe a reason why maybe we shouldn't have gotten that extra place of power. But oh no, this is interesting. ritual to a region. Okay, all right. I'm just I'm calculating like what do we need to do this stuff, and I'm thinking about moving some stuff around. I'm trying to figure out the best way. Hmm. Hmm, 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 hmm. Hmm. She costs a lot of resources though, but she is worth 4 victory points. Will of the Old Way. Boy, if we had the resources. So we're going to be able to get resources, but I'm trying to and spend what we have first. We can move down another place of power. If the place of power has a ritual. So we're going to play this. We're going to play this. If we play this, it's going to cost us 2 knowledge, this, and this, which would only leave us with that amount left. It's not a lot, I will say. Hmm. Hmm. I am. How do I do this? How do I do this? Someone help me. I need 2 knowledge and 2 of these and a thing for this. Okay. So yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna activate. We're gonna play this ritual, the artifact, the choir cauldron on the hedge. When we do that, it's going to cost us 2 knowledge, 1 herb, and 2 potions. So we'll put those over there so I don't think they're mine. And it's now associated with this, but the hedge, as you can see on it, has a power. This is advanced on the coven track. When we bind something to this location, we get this special ability. Advanced on the coven track. For us, it is moving up here to here, and you can see we're actually going to get 2 mana. So our mana is going to go from 2 to 4. Mana is what you use to help fight the battles. So that's not a bad thing, having a lot of mana. Okay. And as our action, back to the AI. AI is going to move up 1 space, which they always stop at those 2 spaces. They got a gold circle. So even if he was here and he gets 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, nope, he stops at this space. At this space, he always moves up the Covenant track 1 space. He draws the top card of the deck of places and places it face up in his outer circle. Right there. And then he's going to get Covenant track. The Atonement gains victory points and advances in the Covenant track. X is the difficulty level of the Atoma. So we're playing on I Am a Wimp, which is 1 point. Congratulations, the AI is winning 1-0. And he advanced on the Coven track and got a place of power. So that's what he does from going to this location. He draws from the top of the deck, puts it up there, and then he gets victory points equal to either 1, 3, 4, or 5, depending on how difficult you're going to make it. We're going to make it 1. I am a wimp. I like that. All right, back to our turn. So a lot of you are probably wondering, like, you got no resources left. What are you going to do? Well, don't forget, one of the actions we can do is discover place of power, which we've already done. We can play a card from our hand, which is what we've done, but we can also activate our clan token. Our clan token will give us these resources and every resource on all the cards in our outer circle. So we still have an ace up our sleeve because we can still get a bunch of resources, but we want to put out as many of these cards first before we activate this as we can, because the more things we activate, the more resources, special abilities, and power we'll get. I would really like to have 2 more knowledge. I would really, really like to play. I'm going to check the rules because I'm not 100%. If you play them as a council person, you still pay I'm assuming you still pay the resources to make them a council person, but oh geez, don't hit anything, Jester. All right. Pay the cost of the council member. The cost of the council member is depicted on your clan board. Oh, that's right, on our clan board, ignoring the cost on the card. Right. So down in your bottom of your player board, it shows you the first council person costs 1 knowledge, 1 herb, and 1 potion. 1. Every other one that you build costs 2. So with that said, I do have 1. So I'm thinking about putting her down. But then we're going to need some knowledge and some herbs. I don't know if I'm going to be able to come up with some knowledge and some herbs. Yeah. All right. So we're going to add her as a councilman. So councilwoman, council person, whatever. So from now on, anytime we activate a location that's an artifact, we're going to gain 2 victory points. So we just tuck that in down here. We spend our 1. Whoa, come here. 1. And we're done. AI, what are you going to do? You're going to move 1 space. And he's going to play the top card. So he basically takes his card and he plays it. In this case, it's a specialist. So he ignores everything and he just plays it as a specialist. If it's a specialist, put the card to the left of the Atoma board. The effect of the specialists are inactive for the Atoma, but they are worth victory points at the end of the game. So he earned himself a victory point by playing this card right there. Boom, he's done. Back to our turn. I need 2 knowledge and 3. God, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to. All right, so I don't have enough resources to play any more cards. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to activate my clan token. On our clan token, we get an herb and a potion. Herb and a potion. Then this card is going to give us an herb. And then this card is going to give us a victory point. Whoa, we're on the board. And a mana. We actually have 5 mana. That's pretty good. We're doing a pretty good job. Unfortunately, we're not doing a really good job of getting resources because that's not great. So, oops. When you activate your clan token, you flip it over to show it's been used. That's our turn. Let's see what the AI does. AI is going to go one space. He's going to once again play the top card, and the top card is a Rinsoul. So the way he does the AI, he looks for a place of power that has a binding, and if he has one, he places it on there. If he has more than one, he always places it on the left. So in this case, he's going to bind the energy pillar to the cavern, and instead of getting resources, he would get a resource. Instead of getting a resource, he gets a victory point instead. And this is if he binds it with the familiar, he would get 2 more victory points. Does he get the 2 victory points? I don't know. So we're just going to assume no, but he does get a victory point because instead of getting a potion, he gets a victory point. So he's ahead 2-1. Back to our turn. We have 3 and 1 potion. Damn, I need knowledge. I need some knowledge, boys. I need some knowledge. I don't have knowledge at all. No knowledge for you. Now I can discard 2 cards to get a knowledge, but Oh, right. There's again, I think the elders cannot go to these locations. I could be let's see, hang on. Hang on. You can find action spaces on the region boards or in certain rituals. Each action space can only be occupied by one witch or elder. While occupied by witch or elder, an action space cannot be activated again. Witches can activate all action spaces on your clan and all action spaces on the region board. Elders can only activate action spaces in your inner circle. Some effects allow you to break this rule. And then reminder, the inner circle is the bottom row at the right of your clan board. Yeah, see, I think it's only witches can go here or here. Unless you have a special ability that allow an elder. So the elders basically only can go to this bottom inner row, which kind of stinks because I really would like. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Hang on a second now. Hang on a second. Because choose an opponent's ritual. It's got the energy pillar. We could try to copy that, but that's not going to do any good. I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way to get this to move down here, because if they can move this down here, then I've got plenty of guys that can come down here and activate it. And I do have a special ability which will allow me to, if I can play this, I can move another place of power. So all I need is 3 of those and 2 knowledge. Unfortunately, I don't have any knowledge. That's why I'm trying to find a way to get some knowledge. Like I could discard 2 cards to get a knowledge, but then I'm still 1 knowledge short. I can't discard these 2 cards because I need this one. So how do I get to knowledge is my dilemma. That's why I was wondering, because this spot says discard a card and get 3 resources of your choice. So I could discard a card, get 3 resources of my choice, which sounds good to me. Is there a way? I mean, oh yeah. I'm just looking to see if there's a way to do this. I apologize if I'm taking too slow for you guys. I'm just trying to see if there's a combo that I'm missing somewhere. This costs knowledge, this costs knowledge. So these are like, I don't have any knowledge. I could again discard 2 cards to get a knowledge. Then I'm gonna need another potion for this. So like God, like none of these are really working well for me at this point. So I think we're gonna be done, because the more you do, the more the AI does. So I think we're just gonna be done. The AI stops taking his turns as soon as we stop taking our turns. All right. So we move on to the battle phase. So we're gonna battle over this location right here. So I would like this power stone. So each of your places of power have a little symbol on them that show you which power stone they want to get matched up with. In this case, this guy over here would like this little token right there. And if I do, then this is worth double the amount of victory points at the end of the game. It's actually double the victory points of the ritual that's associated with that location. So the hedge here wants this symbol here, and because I've got this ritual, which is worth 3 victory points, it would be worth 6 victory points at the end of the game if I can get this power stone. So the way power is figured out, you get 1 point per witch, and then as the AI, as the player, we have to decide how much magic mana we're going to spend in this location to try and win it. And also, again, if we get 6 or more, we're going to get the reward over there, which is 3 victory points. And 4 is draw a card. So the AI, the way the AI does it, it gets 1 point per witch. It gets 1 point for whatever round it is. We're in round 1. So right now the AI is sitting at 1 plus 1 is 2. We're sitting at 2. So it's 2 to 2 going into it. So what we do is we spend power. What the AI does is it draws cards equal to the amount of witches it has. So it has 1 witch, so it's going to draw 1 card. It takes the victory points on the card, which is either 1, 2, 3, or 4, and add that to his total. So I would like to win this. And again, because we're first player, we're technically always the first player. All we need to do is die him. This one down here is going to be just as difficult. We could just go up to 8. We got 2. Plus we got 5. Oh no, we can only go up to 7. We couldn't even make it to 8. It's just 1 per witch, right? I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing that correctly. I think it is just one per witch, but let's just double check. Yes, it's one per witch. Yeah. Okay. Plus the amount. And what you would do is uh you would do this in secret. So like you go, oh, okay, I've got 5. I want to bid say 3. I'm going to use 3 mana, and you would put it down in front of you, and then everyone on the table does this if you're playing multiplayer, and then you all flip over at the same time, and you work out how many every how much power everyone spent, and then you subtract the mana. So the question is, do we want to try to win this one, or do we want to try to win this one, or we want to try to win both of them? So right now we're at 2 down here, but he's at 3. So we're losing this one. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it's 2-2. We're losing this one. We have 5 mana. Basically, we can spend. We got 2 here. If we play 4 here, that only leaves this 1 down here. And he's going to be drawing 2 cards down here. So the chance of winning is going to be much better up here. He's only going to be getting. He's going to get between 1 and 4. So his total is 2. So his total is 3 to 7. So he's going to be somewhere between 3 to 7. So I'm going to go with 6 and try to win. So to get to 6, I need to spend 4 mana. So I'm going to simply spend 4 mana, which is going to take it down to there. And then for the AI, again, 1 plus the round of 1, and he's going to draw a card, and hopefully he doesn't draw something super high. It's a 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3 for him. We have 2 plus 4 is 6. We win. Yay for us. So because we spend 6 or more points, we get the reward here and here. We're going to get this, which is 3 victory points. And we get to draw a card. All right. And we get a power stone of our choice, which is going to be this one. Because some of these are rarer. I think there's only 2 of these and 3 of these and like 4 of these. So, you want to get the rarer ones when you can. So we got that. And then we go to this battle, do the same thing. Now, I'm not going to spend any mana because I'm not going to win this one. So he draws. Hang on a second. Yeah, because I can't get to 4 either. I can only get to 2 plus 1 is 3. So there's no. I'm just going to save the mana. So he draws 2 cards. A 2 and a 3 is 5, 6, 7, 8. So he wins. Oh, by the way, that's right. So hang on. Before we get to this battle, AI still gets to do his thing. So the AI, what did it draw? It drew a 1, 2, 3. So it had a total of 3. So he gets no rewards. He didn't win the fight, and he didn't get to at least 4. So he gets no rewards. Here, though, is going to be a different story. He's going to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to be at 8. He's going to be at 8. So he wins. He takes the power stone, I think, all the way to the left. Let me just double check this. He gains the power stone choosing from left to right. So it's going to take this one. Boom. Just move it over there. He doesn't do anything with it. And then he gets victory points instead of resources, mana, and cards. So he's going to get 5 victory points. He is going to go up his Covenant track. Maybe. Let's see. Hang on. Potomac gains battle rewards according to its combat strength. It gains victory points instead of resources, mana, or card. It doesn't say what to do about the Covenant track. So I'm assuming he would get 4. He's going to get 6 victory points. 5 victory points from that. 1 from this. We're just going to give him 6. It puts him at 8 victory points. I don't think he goes up the Covenant track. It doesn't list that as a reward. I don't know. It doesn't specifically say. So I'm assuming it wouldn't go up the Covenant track. The reason I say that is because if it goes up the Covenant track, it would draw a card and put it out there. Well, this isn't you're not doing that. That's not part of this phase. So he wouldn't put a card out. Like if we went up the Covenant track, we would get resources or victory points or something like that, but we would not be putting out cards because that's not this phase. So I'm going to assume he doesn't do that. Again, I could be wrong. So he wins this. He takes the token. These go back to us. Oh, wait. We'll probably do that in the next phase. Right? So the next phase, the last phase, is going to be the end phase. We had the fight. Now the round end. Let's just double check here. So at the end of the first and second round, players simultaneously activate the round end effects. If you have anything that says end of round, you would activate that now. You replenish each region with new places of power from the deck. Replenish each region with new places of power. So it doesn't look like you get rid of those, which is interesting. Okay. It just says replenish each region with new places of power. Place all witches and elders back in their locations. Okay. Flip your your clan activation token back over to the active side. Turn all cards that you had turned over as a 1 turn. You would flip these. You would slide these back up. Move the round forward back to turn 2. Begin a new round with the scout phase. So the scout phase is draw 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We get 3 knowledge. 1, 2, 3. We get 2 magic. And we begin. We're first player, so we've got a lot of things we can do now. Oof. Ooh, wow. Each time you harvest an outer circle harvest, you can harvest from one of your places of power from the inner circle. Woof. Each time you gain a binding bonus, you're going to gain a victory point and a resource. Oh, that's super big. So bringing 2 knowledge is we need a way to generate knowledge because we've got so many things that need knowledge. and no way to generate knowledge at this point. I can't see a way anyway. All right, so let's look at these new locations that came out. Another spirit bog would be nice. We got plenty of a little bit of knowledge. Oh, wow, how do we get knowledge? How do we get knowledge? Is there something I'm missing? Good Lord. Now don't forget now we don't need as many places as power. Like what I should have done last turn, I think, is instead of spending those 2 to get that one place, I should have went 1 here, spend a card and get 3 resources, because 3 resources can be 3 knowledge. Oh my gosh, these are both really good. Every time you gain a binding power, again, when you put a ritual on a place that has a binding power, every time we do that, we get a victory point and a resource of our choice. That seems really good. She seems really good too. Hoa, the Scythe of the Harvest. Each time you move one from your outer circle to your inner circle, you get to harvest that place of power. We're going to be moving some of these later. We're going to be moving some of these, so having her out would be really good. We have the incantation of magic. It just has a one time we get 2 mana. And then if this card activates a binding power, we get 2 victory points for any cheap. Rin, the Mind's Eye. Each time you advance on the Covenant track, which is, again, going up this track here, we get a card. Each time you play an artifact, gain victory points equal to its value. What? We're going to be playing. I want to get this other artifact out. Let's see, do we have any other artifacts? No, we got like a lot of guys all of a sudden. That's pretty. No, so we only have the one artifact now. Oh, by the way, these power stones, you don't need to like assign them to anything until the end of the game. So you can just hold them as, I'm just putting it here as a reminder that I should try to remember to put this at the end of the game. But these power stones, you just leave them off to the side until the end of the game, and then you decide which one they put them on. All right. So is there anything we want right away? We would have to spend 2 inches to send them over there. From a ritual to a region. So I'm going to check the definition of a region. Let's just make sure we understand what a region is, because that's going to be super important in my. Okay, so these are 3 regions. So this is a region. This is a region. This is not a region. This is a region. This is a region. There are 3 regions. Okay. The reason I'm wondering is because of the wolf, I can move all my people from a ritual to any region. So I basically can take them off of a thing and move them over to a region. which will help break the rules on these guys are not allowed to go over here. That's what I was wondering. Okay, so he's going to cost 2 potions and a knowledge to put this guy into play. But before we do any of that, we need to move somebody down here so we can move somebody out here and put it on this, which is still one of the. Oh, it's got to be in the same circle though. So I can put somebody here. Then I can activate another. Okay, so maybe we do that first. Let's see what we got here. So we'd harvest this and another place of power. I'm wondering if maybe we go for the spending witches over here is so expensive. And it's a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 1. So it's like I could spend 1 to get this one. It doesn't have a binding power, which doesn't help. Each time you spend at least 2 knowledge to play a card or activate a space, I get 2 victory points. What? That's really good too. Holy cow. Holy cow. All right, I made a decision finally. Yes, I hate to do it. We're going to move 2 witches over here because I want the cavern because I want these potions. So we're going to put that there because we only have 1 potion. It's kind of our whitest thing. So when we harvest, I want to get a lot of resources. Let's see what the AI does. The AI is going to move forward 4 spaces. All right. So he is going to activate his special space. He's going to activate his special space. Well, isn't that nice, Mr. AI? All right. He's going to transfer 1 place of power with the ritual. The atonement prioritizes according to victory point value or left or right. So he only has 1 with ritual. So he's going to slide this down. So this is worth victory points for him at the end of the game now. That's boo. That is not good. Not good at all. Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing out there? So what we're going to do now is we're going to figure out which one of our advisors we should hire. We have 4 advisors. They're all really, really good. Let's figure out which one is the best. So for 3 knowledge, again, that would be breaking the bank here. 2 victory points. Always, each time you bloop down, we can harvest that place. We're going to be moving down this for sure. Hopefully here in a little bit, because this way we can move one of our elders onto it. And if we have her out there as a specialist, when we move it down, we would harvest it. That seems really, really good. Next up is Nana of the Cursed Diem. 2 knowledge and 2 herbs, 2 victory points. Special ability always in effect. Each time you gain a binding bonus, we gain a victory point. So anytime we put a ritual on a place of power that has a binding bonus, we're going to get a victory point and a resource of our choice, which again could be knowledge. This seems. I made my decision. That seems. That seems really good. Really, I mean. All right, Rhea, the Mind's Eye. Each time you advance on the common track, we get a card. Each time you harvest in the outer circle, we get to harvest from somewhere in the inner circle. So once we move this down, then this guy becomes really, really good. All right, so first it's Nina. Nina is awesome. Mwah, I love you, Nina. You're awesome. So for 2 knowledge and 2 potions, 2 knowledge and 2 potions, get out of here. Wait, is that the one I want? Wait. Yes. Ooh. Is that the one I want? Oh, I really want this one too. Nope. Don't overthink it. We're just gonna put that there. That's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. What's the AI gonna do? Move 1 space. He's gonna go up the coven track, which will get him this orange symbol. Advance on the outer circle. The Atoma gains victory points instead of resources, mana, or cards. Harvest the outer circle. Oh, so he harvests this, and he's got a whopping 1. He's got 1. He's got nothing there. He's got 1 there. So he's getting 1 victory points. That was not a very good move there, Mr. AI. I don't think that's very good. Yep. All right. Cool beans. Oh boy. So the last important thing is, do we want to get any more places of power and bring them over here so when we harvest, we get the bonuses. It's going to cost us another 2 witches. I don't think if we're going to go for one, we're going to go for a single because I want to bring a witch over here, just card a card to get some more knowledge, some more resources. I can actually do that twice. Or here I can move a thing down and gain 2 cards. Don't forget now, 2 cards we can discard. Gets us a resource of our choice, but getting rid of 1 card is worth 3 resources, which is a much better value. So our familiar, we have the chameleon doll with choose an potion ritual and copy the effect. Victory point for each enchantment in your covens. We don't have any enchantments, so that's not really. We can discard these 2 cards as they're not really helping us. So she's going to cost us 3 knowledge to put into play. So we're going to spend a witch. Come over here. Boom. We're going to discard a card, which is our chameleon right here. Discard this guy. And I'm going to get 3 knowledge. 1, 2, 3. Boom, boom, boom. So this I'm going to put as a side because that is going towards our chickie right here. Hoa is going to come up next. All right. Next up, moving 2 spaces, and that is the Central Mountains. He is going to take this from the Central Mountains. All right. So we're going to play Hoa for 3 knowledge. We're going to put her right there. 3 knowledge. Lovely. Next up, AI moves 2. Going to the Northern Lakes. He's going to take this. Guess we could slide that over a little bit. Slide that over just a little bit. Okay, back to our turn. Now we have to figure out how we're going to activate our locations, bring them down over here. I need to get another ritual out. Now the question is, which ritual do we want to get out? So we're going to need 2 knowledge and 3. Two knowledge. Doesn't. Oh, this is an artifact enchantment familiar. We gain 2 power. If this card activates a binding bonus, we also get 2 victory points. Only costs 1 knowledge. It's an enchantment familiar. But I need this one because I have to activate it to move one of these down here so I can start using up some of these people. Let's do that. So this is unfortunately an enchantment. It's not true. I can actually bring a witch over here and move somebody down and gain 2 cards. So I don't necessarily need this one. This is a enchantment familiar. So I need, okay. Oh, shoot. I need, okay. So as a free action, I'm going to spend these 2 cards. Yep, these 2 cards. And I'm going to get a potion or a herb. That's a free action. Spending 2 cards. Might want, yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then play this enchantment familiar here on the cavern, which is a binding with the familiar. We get a potion. So we get a potion. And if we bind it with the familiar, we get 2 victory points. So 2 victory points. And then this says we gain 2 mana. And if this card activates a binding bonus, which it did, we get 2 victory points. So it's 8 to 9. We're hanging in there. And that's going to cost us 1 knowledge and 2. Oh, wait a minute. Every time you gain a binding bonus, we get a victory point. Oh, we're tied. 9-9. And a resource of our choice. A resource of our choice. The resource of our choice. Let's see. Can I put out the artifact, which would be this one? We have 2 of those. We need 1 of those. We need 2 knowledge. We're going to use our resource of our choice. It's going to be knowledge. All right. That is our turn. That seemed pretty good. All right. Next. Oh, what happened here? Why is this upside down? It's going to go 2 spaces. Nope. He's only going to go to the common track. And he's going to draw the top card there. It's going to draw the top card there. And it's going to gain 1 victory point. Boo and hiss. It has 10. Boo and hiss. All right. Again, it'd be a lot farther up the track. Because every time it hits there, it uses whatever, either 1, 3, 4, 5 points. We're using 1, so it's only going up 1. If you're using 3 or 4, it's going to go up a lot more points at the end of the game. All right, our turn now. It's not over yet. We still got things we want to do. We are going to activate our clan token bonus. We're going to get a potion and a herb. Boom. We're going to get another herb. We're going to get a victory point. Yes. It is 10 to 10, folks. And a mana. We're up to 6. And we get another potion. We're doing good with the potions. All right, so that was getting all of our resources. Back to the AI. It's going to move 1. Is that a 1 or a 4? That is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Central Mountains again. Boy, he is going crazy with these locations. He's buying every one he can get for some reason. Next up, I'm going to play Ultan, Hell's Messenger. Each time you harvest from an outer circle, you can harvest a place of power in the inner circle. Each time you harvest your outer circle, harvest a place of power in your inner circle. So when we harvest, probably should have played this guy first then before I just harvested. Not that it mattered because I don't have anything down here. So he's going to cost 2 potions to bring into play. That's fine. We'll be more than happy to that. He's going to move ahead 3 spaces. Holy cow, he made it around. He's going to transfer a place of power down with a ritual. He doesn't have one. So he has to stop at these gold, and he doesn't have a place of power. So he's going around the track too fast. Sorry about your luck, buddy. I don't feel sorry for you at all. No, I do not. All right, now comes our. Hopefully, it took us a long time to get to this, but we finally got our engine kind of where we need it to go. We're actually going to use our witch. Come over here, and we're going to move a location and draw 2 cards. So we get to draw 2 cards, which are the living chests. It's an artifact. 1 victory point for each artifact in your covenant. Oh, we got 2 of the same. Look at that. All right. And then we get to move a location from the outer to the inner. We're going to move this down here. And because we have Miss Wonderful Hoa, each time you move one, you get to harvest that place of power. So we get to harvest this, which is 1 victory point. And mana. All right. And we're done. AI. Moving in 1 space. Coven track. Moving up. It's going to play the top card, and that is going to be in our ritual. So the ritual will go in left to right, looking for the first place of power that has a bonus. He doesn't get those bonuses. Unless they're victory point, you would get victory points if he gets resources or cards or anything. That one gives him the ability to move it down, but he doesn't get that. He ignores the text. So sorry about your luck again, buddy. All right. Now, because I have a action space, we tip the camera down just slightly ish. We have an action space down here we can use. Yes, Farley and the old ladies get to do something. She can come here, harvest this and another place of power in the same circle. Unfortunately, we don't have any other thing, but we will get another victory point and another mana. We're up to 8. That's pretty good. That's really good, actually. And their turn. They're going to move 2 spaces. Central Mountains. That's here. So I'm just keeping an order left to right, left to right. So these 2 would be on the end over there. All right. Now, I need 2 knowledge and 3. Don't have enough resources. But again, I could discard some 4 cards for 2 resources. That would be enough. And then I could play this power, which would move something else down here. Two knowledge thing. And I could actually put this down there. You know what? We are going to, so free action. I'm going to discard these 2 living chests. Discard 2 to get a resource of our choice, which is going to be a knowledge. Then I'm going to play this. Here, it's going to cost us 2 knowledge, an herb, and 2 potions. Where are you? A lot of resources. Let's hope this works out. But this says we're gonna get a herb if we bind it with an artifact, which we did, and 2 victory points. We're killing the AI at this point. We're up to 14-10, and because of Nina, each time we gain a binding bonus, we get a victory point. Boom. And a resource of our choice, which is going to be knowledge. Let's see what the AI does. AI is going to move 4 spaces again. He's going crazy. Wow. Him and his movement is nuts. Him and his movement are nuts. So he is going to get his 1 victory point. And he's going to move up the Covenant track, which is going to give him harvest the outer circle. Okay, he's going to get a bunch of victory points now. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 victory points. That is, he's up to 18. Wow, that's 7 victory points is not good. Okay. So maybe we have 2 herbs and a thing left, which actually would bring her into play. She's got 2 herbs and a thing. Each time you advance in the Covenant track, we gain a card. I haven't really been going up the Covenant track. We would need 2 knowledge. We need 2, 2, and 2 to put her as an advisor. Each time you play an artifact, yeah, it's too late for that. We've already played 2 artifacts already. So she's probably just going to be a resource card. I think we're done. We're done. Turn is over. Okay. Battle. Okay, so we're going to automatically win both of these. We're automatically going to win both of these. That's crazy. That's good. So right now we have 3. If we add 5 to this, it would take us to 8. Which would leave us with 3 mana. Then we have 1 plus 3 is 4. We would spend all of our mana, but we would get the 8 bonus. We would get a token. We'd get the 4 bonus and the token. We can spend no mana and still get. No, we'd have to spend at least 1 mana to get to the 4 to get a bonus there. The question is, how big a bonus do we want? Oh, wait. That's not true at all. I completely forgot. The AI took the cards. He should have moved guys over there. And I messed that up. Oh, I'm so sorry. I messed that up. This whole turn 2 is messed up. Because he had to use guys to come over here, and he wouldn't have been able to get all those. He wouldn't have been able to get all those locations because he has to spend guys just like we did. So he probably wouldn't have been able to get these 2 because he would have run out of guys. And he would have guys here and fighting over these locations. So let's assume that it was Well, yeah, let's put them in here and here. All right. So, yes, we are still going to fight over this because he would have gotten a card from here. He would have gotten a card from here. And we're in round 2. So, he's actually got a 2 plus 2 is a 4 bonus. He's at 4. We're at 3. I think though what I want to do is I want to move this down here because then this one can activate itself and this one can activate itself and this one. So we got a little combo going with our Elder Witches. So I am gonna spend 5 mana down to 3. So I was at 8 down to 5. So 3 plus 5 is 8. Let's see. He's going to get to draw 2 cards. He's at 2 plus 2 is 4. 5, 6, 7. We win. So he has a total of 7. So he's going to get 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's at 22. We, on the other hand, are going to get 8. So we're going to get a bonus. The Spirit Bog and the Cavern, they both want the circles. This hedge, we already have the thing for the hedge. So I think we're going to take a circle, actually. And then for this one here, he's 2 plus 2 is 4. We're 1. I could spend the 3 to get to a 4, so we get 1 thing, but I don't think that's worth it, to be honest. And there's no way we're going to win this. Oh, we also get our rewards. Right. Before we do this, so we get to move a thing down, which again is going to be this one. And each time you do this, harvest that guy. So we're going to get a thing. Boom. All right. We get to go 1 down. We get 3 victory points. And we get a card. All right. Now we go to this one. We're just going to leave it at 1. He's going to get 2 cards. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's going to get this token. He's going to get 5, 6 victory points. And now he's at 28. We're at 18. And now he's starting to dominate. Okay, there you go. That's why I wasn't giving you all these other rewards. These all come back now. We're at the end of the turn. We're in the end of round phase. It's taken us 2 turns. We've finally got a combo for our Elder Witches, which is what I've been trying to do since the beginning. But I completely messed up. I forgot the AI has to spend his guys just like we did. So he might not have had as many points as he should have had. And that just sucks. All right. I don't think we're doing very good, to be honest. But, what's this guy give us? Right. All right. So that's the end of the turn. We refill. It doesn't say to like refresh. It just refills. So we're refilling. Oops, wrong one. Let's shuffle that lady back in there. I apologize. I did not mean to do that. I had to grab this one. There we go. All right, we're first player. It is turn number 3. This is it. Gonna be over here in just a minute. 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. We're gonna get 3 knowledge and 2 mana. So we're up to 5 mana. He's at 28. We're at 18. So he's at 10 points ahead going in the last round. We have probably more victory points down here because he's only got 1 down there. I think he gets to put these on though, and it doesn't need to match up. I think it's just automatic. I think. All right, here we go. It's our turn. We got a bunch of knowledge and herbs. We don't have any potions though. We need to get some locations again over here. We're out of locations. We combine with a familiar, bind with an artifact. There's a solo. There's a solo, so we can put just one guy out there, get a couple locations. They wouldn't give us any binding bonuses for our hero, though. That's a mana and a victory point. That's a card. Here's a potion here. But it's 2 of our witches. Again, I hate spending 2 witches over there. Play 1 ritual for free. You got to spend 2 knowledge, but you got to play a ritual for free. You got to put a person here. Holy cow. Oh, this turn you may activate the action space of a region using an elder. Oh, that would have been good to have earlier. Each time you discover a place of power, you can harvest it if we have this lady in. 2 knowledge and a herb. We got that right off the bat. Maybe we do that because we're going to grab probably 1 or 2. So, yeah. We're going to bring her into play. 2 knowledge and an herb. And let's see what the AI does. He's going to move 1 spot. Going to play the top card. This is going to get bad. It's a ritual. He's going to put it on the first card you can bind it to. Okay. So we definitely would like maybe a place of power. Harvest the place of power in an opponent's outer circle. Yeah, well, This is a lot of points if we can get it attached with this. Yep, I hate to do it, but we're going to spend 2 witches over here to bring this into play. Now, because we have Irene, and the Gray Stray, each time you discover, harvest it. So we get a potion. AI, 2 spaces. Track. Boom. He's going to draw the top card and play it. Our turn. All right. Yay, us. I think we want to put a familiar down. Now, the question is, which familiar do we want to use? I think it's going to be this one. These are really good. They're really cheap. It's only costing knowledge and 2 herbs. It's an enchantment familiar. If we bind it with a familiar, we're going to get 2 victory points. If it's got a binding bonus, it's 2 victory points. That's 4 victory points. A mana. Wait, before we get our rewards, we have to buy it. So 1 knowledge, 2 herbs. Boom. Then on here, we're going to get a potion and 2 victory points. 28 to 20. Okay, we're still in it. And then 2 victory points and 2 mana. If it activates a binding potion. And every time we gain a binding, we get 1 victory point and a resource of our choice, which is going to be I don't know. I don't know what is going to be our resource. Oh, we forgot to activate our thing back. I'm going to take a knowledge as our resource bonus. All right, let's see what the AI decides to do. It's going to go up 1 space. Central Mountains. That's here. It's 2. Yes, I'm going to try and do this right this time. 2 spaces to get this. Okay. Next up. Next up, our turn. Quang, a potion master. You can spend books as any resource. So knowledge. We need another location so then we can put this down and move something down. So I think I'm going to spend just a solo. Here, grab this. Because we have her, we discovered a place of power. We can harvest it for victory points and a mana. We're up to 8. We're doing good with the mana. He's going to move 2 spaces forward. Oh no. He's going to get his bonus again. He's going to transfer a place of power. He's going to do this one. Does it by victory points. He's going to transfer this one. He's going to transfer a place of power. Okay. Yeah. All right. looking to see if there's anything else we want to bring over before we harvest. I think we're just going to harvest, so we're going to get herbs and a potion. We're going to get a potion. We're going to another potion, a victory point, and a mana. That's our and. Each time you harvest your outer circle, harvest a place of power in your inner circle. So we can harvest one of these guys, which is going to be either a mana and a victory point or a herb. It might be an herb because we're a little short on the herbs. Yeah, let's do herb. I hate to give up the victory point, especially since like we're very close in victory points. Done. Let's see what it's doing. It's going up 2 spaces. Northern Lakes. He's going to go 2 there. Get this. Oh, Jesus. They're both on the 20 spot. Having that dual layered board would have been so much nicer. Would have been so much nicer to have a dual layered board on this. Oh well. Back to our turn. I'm going to put this one out. It's going to cost 2. Oh wait, we can't not do that. We're going to have to discard some cards. Yeah, we're going to get rid of these 2. Get an herb. Is what I'm going for here? Where is it? Yes. So 2 knowledge and 3 herbs. Put this out. And it says transfer another place of power. If that place of power has a ritual, gain victory points equal to the to its victory point value. So we're gonna transfer this one. And it's only worth 1 victory point. But because each time you transfer, harvest that place of power, we're going to get another potion. Oh my god, we are swimming in potions. We have 6 potions right now. Holy cow. That's a lot of potions. All right. We don't need potions for a little while. So another place of power. If that place of power is a ritual, game to do. All right, we're done. AI. 2 spaces. Play the top card. It's going to be this. It's going to go on the first place of power. He's going to get a victory point. And it's an enchantment, so he's going to get 2 more victory points. 31 to 26, he's winning. All right. So we're going to activate our little witchies, harvest this in another place of power in the same circle. So I'm going to get an herb and a victory point and a mana. AI, 2 spots, cheese, 1 victory point, and advances in the comedy track, and he gets to play the top card, which is another one of these. Going to be this one here. He has 3 ready to move down, so we don't want that to happen. Because right now, these are not worth any victory points. Like, the question is, do we just end the game and see if we can win with what we have? Because if we continue to play, he will eventually just move those things down and get a bunch of victory points. The question is, what can we do? We can put another one here, which will harvest some more stuff, but we will activate this here. We're going to move this down here. And gain 2 cards. Because that's worth 3 victory points. Plus, if we can win, we can win a dot. We can put the dot on there and get double the amount of victory points. All right, AI does get to do something. 4. Jesus. Central Mountains. He's got nobody left, so he moves forward. Going to play the top card of the deck. That's going to be this chickie. Player over here. That's worth the victory points. Oh, whenever we activated, again, shit, we did this in the beginning. Whenever we activated a space for the artifact, we should have got 2 victory points. Well, we've done it this time and we did it last time, so that's 4 victory points that we forgot. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 32 to 31. We're right on his ass. And I'm thinking maybe we just we can play the herd, activate this. That's worth another victory point. Thing is, he's going to land on his gold. And he's going to get to transfer a thing down. That's what he does. No matter what he does, that's what he's going to do. He's going to move down. This one is worth 4 victory points for him. So if we can't get more than 4 victory points, maybe we just call it. And I think we are going to just call it. We're just going to end the game. Boom, done. Even though we have guys, we can do things. I think it's better just to call it. All right, so we're going to fight. We got a ton of power. He's got 2, 3, 4, 5. He starts at 5. 2 plus 3 for the turn is 5. So maybe not going to win this. We could spend a whole bunch of power, but he's going to get to draw 2 cards. Our better chance is this one. The question is, do we need a chevron or line? We have a dot, a dot, a dot, a chevron, and a chevron. So this chevron is going to go to there. This dot is going to go here. We really would like a dot, to be honest, which is there. We have to win this one. Doesn't matter if we win this one or not. So he's going to get 2 through. He's going to have 5 plus 2 cards. So he's going to be about 10 or 11. So we're going to have to be 10, 11. We're going to put it all in. 10 plus 1, 11. Because we want this dot. All right. So he's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, we win. We will take the dot. Which will go on that. We also get the bonuses. He also gets bonuses. He ended up with 8. So he gets to transfer 1 down, which is a bummer. I'm assuming he gets, well, hang on a second. Does he get to transfer 1 down? I'm assuming he does. It doesn't say. He just says he gets battle rewards according to his combat strength, but he gets resources instead of victory points. So he would get to move 1 down. He's going to get 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3, and a resource. We're going to get, we won. We get to transfer 1 down, which is going to be this bad boy. We're going to get 3 victory points. And we're going to get a card. Not that it's going to help, but we're going to get a card. All right, now down here is going to be a problem because unfortunately we got 3, which is going to give us 0. He's going to win. Let's see what he wins though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's going to get the 5, 6 victory points. So we got 34. He's got 42. That's not probably going to be good. End game. The opponent gains the following victory points during final scoring. The victory points for all specialists in his clan. He's got Matt, which is 1, and Rin, which is 1. So he's going to get 2 points for them. He's going to get the victory points for the rituals and places of power in the inner circle. Place his power stones on the rituals in the inner circle with the largest victory point value first, ignoring the icons in the place of power to make it easier. You may place the power stones on their backside. These power stones double the victory point value. So he just basically takes his victory points, figures out which is the most expensive, which is this one and this one. That sucks because that's a 4, doubled is 8. That's a 4, doubled is 8. That's 16, 17, 18, 19 points. That's 20 minus 1 is 19. So he's up to 63. That's not good. And then that's all he gets. So now let's calculate us. Let's see what we do for our final scoring now. Let's see. Game end. Let's see what we get. Discard all cards in your hand and put all remaining resources back in the supply. Now place all power stones on your places of power in an inner circle with the matching icons to double the victory point value of this corresponding victory. I think we already did that. Let me just make sure we have the most expensive ones. Yeah, we did okay. We actually ended up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5. He only had 3. So maybe we're going to get a couple extra victory points. All right. Final scoring. Victory points for all my specialists. We got a bunch of specialists too. We have Irene, Yultan, Nina, and Hoa. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 victory points. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up to 41. We get victory points of our council members with in-game effects. We don't have any. That's just every time we activate one of these spaces, we should have been getting victory points, which I completely forgot about. So that didn't help. And now we count up our rituals and victory points here. We have so this the base ones were 0, I think. This one is worth 1 victory point. 1, 2. This is well. Let's count them all up together. So 3 doubled is 6. 7. 3 doubled is 6. So 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20. No, 62 to 64. He won by 2 points. Because I don't think we get any other victory points. Once you have passed the 100 victory point mark, take the victory point dial from the thing. Oh, yeah, we didn't pass 100. We got 61 points, dude. All right, so there you go. That is it. Maybe we should have tried to get some more points, but he would have just drawn down another guy as well. Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. He would have won this bottom one, which would have given him a piece of power, and he would have put it there, which would have given him 3 more points. So 66 to 62. So getting those expensive rituals and then double them with your power stone seem like a very good what you want to do. But there you go. That is a look. That is the look, isn't it? I think it is. Let's switch cameras. There we go. All right. That's our first look at Evenfall. Very interesting engine building, worker placement game, great artwork, interesting theme. Definitely a lot of combos and just mechanisms to try and just, I would like to do this, but I can do this. I can go down this path over here. That's great. I love it. I love doing that stuff. Very close game we were playing on I Am a Wimp level against the AI. So I figured we're either going to win or it's going to hopefully be close because we're playing on giving the opponent one. I apologize for round 2, which really sucks because that probably altered everything. We might have been able to do better or worse because he shouldn't have been able to get all these places of power anyways. He wouldn't have had all of them out. He wouldn't have gotten all those resource points. So maybe it might have altered how the outcome of this game. So when you play the AI, he has to move his guys over just like you to take over those places of power. So when he runs out of places of power, he ignores that spot and he goes to the next one until he can find something he can do. And it's all about maximum efficiency for your actions. So like you get to a point where like, oh, I can get another resource, but you're giving the AI another turn. He could probably get more victory points, put out more cards, do things. So is it worth that one more resource to try and min-max your turn if you're going to give the AI another turn? The only thing I would say that I question about this AI, it's not so much a question, is I don't like the design of it. When you look at something like Arc Nova, or you look at Wingspan, Wormspan, and stuff, there's a set number, and even the Gaia project, like there's a set number of cards that you're flipping over for the AI, and then their turn is done. So you get to min-max your turn, not worried about, oh, if I could do this and get one extra resource, I'm going to give the AI another turn. So there should have been like a limit, like I don't know, maybe roll a die at like an 8-sided die, and every time the AI takes a turn, you add a number to the 8-sider, and once you roll, I say like a 12 or higher, the AI is done. So, obviously in the first turn, he's not going to be done because even if he rolls an 8 plus 1 is 9. So he's not going to be done. And you do that like second, third, fourth. So finally, after 5 turns, you roll an 8. 8 plus 5 is 13. Yes, he's done. He's no longer going to be taking turns. I think that would be a much better and fairer way for the AI to play. In my opinion, that's what I'm used to. That's the AI systems that I enjoy. That's the AI systems that I like. Just a thought. I would probably do something like an 8-sided dice. Once he rolls 12 or higher, his turn is done. And because, you can take a 4th turn, a 5th turn, a 6th turn, a 7th turn, 8th turn, if as long as he doesn't roll high on that 8-sided dice, he's just going to keep taking turns. But there's always a chance, just like the AI, just like you're going to be done. And just, yeah. I think, in fact, I'm going to probably institute that probably next time I play, because I just don't like the fact that it's limiting. Like I could have done things at the end of the game, but I was like, no, because I know the AI is now going to get more victory points if I do this. And it takes away from the flow of the game and um the competitiveness of the game by min-maxing and knowing, oh, well, if I do this, I'm only going to get 1 victory point. The AI is going to get 4 victory points. I'm not going to do it. Like if you're playing a multiplayer, you're not going to know if your opponent is going to be able to do anything or not. Like, oh, he's out of resources. He won't be able to do anything. Well, maybe he's got a card in his hand, which will get him some resources or whatever. Who knows? But you don't know that. Anyways, Everfall. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments section down below. Thanks so much for coming out, Wise Guy and Josh. We do appreciate it. Everyone have a great day. Take care of yourselves, and don't forget, we'll see you all down the line. Bye for now. Have a good day.